Okay, so I got this 318 John Deere, came over here and they said they was mowing with it and had a PTO drop out, and then they turned it off, turned it back on, everything was fine. So then the next thing is they said the whole tractor shut off, and then they brought it here. Now here's what I get. Not because you gotta hold this. Hang on a minute. Okay, so here we go. Hold this over. Cranks over really well. Now, with them talking about the PTO clutch, one of the first things I want to do is test this battery. It sounds like it's cranking good, but I don't believe the charging system works on this. So this is the way to test a battery. If you have a I think it's 550, it says cranking amp. If you have a voltmeter and you just test this, you could get the proper battery voltage right now, but might not have the oomph to do anything with it. So we're going to do cold cranking amps, and these, you can get these testers fairly cheap. $12.49, $5.96 cold cranking amps, 91% state of health, and only 5.25. So it looks like the battery's good. And you got to make sure you start out with a good battery if you don't diagnose anything electrical. I'm thinking electrical right now. So let's move on to the next thing. Let's see if we got spark. So here I put a spark tester in line. Let's see if we got spark. Really, you should test both sides, but let's just see if we got spark. We got spark, and it almost wanted to run. See, I haven't got the crank anywhere yet, other than this. It's looking like right now we need to address a fuel issue. So here's your fuel pump on these. You got an inlet here, it's got a filter on it, and then this is the one going out, and underneath in the back should be a pulse pump line. So I think what I'm going to do is take the coming out of the pump, I think I'm going to take that off, put a little line onto it into a bottle, and just crank it over and see if I got good fuel flow to here. And if I got good fuel flow to here, then next thing I'm going to think of is a carburetor. Now with it trying to start a minute ago, I bet that we do have fuel here. I bet it's going to be in the carburetor. Put a bungee cord on the safety neutral for right now. Let's see what we got. This will tell us if we have flow or not. I'm sure this is not it, but is there fuel in this thing? Okay, I'm getting the cart ahead of the horse here. I looked in the tank, there is fuel. Why don't we turn the fuel valve on? Might get more fuel, huh? Now to determine if the fuel pump is actually good, I believe you're supposed to have the carburetor full, start the engine up, and measure how much fuel it pumps out in a certain amount of time or whatever. But we don't run. Right now we're just looking for fuel flow, because any fuel flow will go into the carburetor, should make it try to run. It was trying to run a little bit ago, so I'm thinking we're going to have fuel flow here. Now, is that adequate fuel flow? You know, is the pump 100%? We don't know, but we have fuel to there. Okay, we have fuel. So that's telling me the fuel filter before the pump's probably, you know, still okay. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to change it. and I got fuel going to the line to the carburetor, but I have a no run situation. So it looks like we're gonna look into the carburetor. Now, seems how it looks like we got a carburetor issue. I'm not sure what that had to do with the PTO shutting off and being able to flip it off and back on and stuff. So we may still have issues, but first off, we'll just need to get it to run, and then we'll assess what happens after that. And maybe we'll try to test, see if it's charging. Okay, this, you could access the main jet right here. This also acts like a bowl drain. And I had to spray some carburetor cleaner and stuff, clean some of this up because I couldn't get the cup in there without getting dirt in it. The reason I want to put the cup in there, because I want to see what does drain out of here. You know, if I catch it in something like that little plastic cup, I can see if there's water, dirt, whatever in there. So let's see what we get. Okay, we got nothing. Alright. Let me look in there. I don't know if I can get you to look in there or not. Yeah, there's a main jet in there. Can't tell a little bit of liquid in it or if it's a little pluggish. But here's the thing. We know we had fuel coming out of the pump. So it has to come up to the carburetor, and we have nothing here. So the only thing can be either this line right here plugged up that actually went to the carburetor, or the needle valve must be stuck. If the float was heavy and sinking, it would make it just gush fuel all the time through there because the needle valve would never close. It looks like the needle valve might be in a stuck closed or something, and that's why we have no fuel down here. So I guess our next step is, seeing as how this is so hard to get these carburetors off here, and it's easy to take the top off and get to the needle valve. I think I'm just going to take the needle or the set of screws out up here, top the carburetor, and then if I remember right, these will just pull right off, and then we can access the needle valve that should be in there and make sure we have this hose opened up and everything. So I guess we're going to pull that top off there. You're going to want somewhere safe to put all your screws at. I'll bring you back when I get all these off of here.